This is going to be a part 2 video. I left out a few props on the last one, and there's been a few more leaks since I made this first video. I didn't touch the top, that's exactly as we left off, but we do have 10 more props to sort into these 4 categories, and we'll be starting with the clown. So this guy here, has a really long neck. I kind of like the look of him. Holding a jack-in-the-box, so I guess it's kind of like a play on he is the jack-in-the-box in some way, shape, or form. Need to see the animation and what he does exactly, but I think he's gonna wind up being pretty good. I'm also trying to downsize my clowns a little bit this year. So it's really going to depend on if he's going to replace somebody else or just not be good enough to make the cut. So he would definitely be somewhere between the maybe and most likely categories, but gonna go more maybe right now. And you know, we'll see when we see some demos if he's a must-have or a skip. The rabbit, the Easter bunny, kind of happy that they are doing more holidays, not just the leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day and the snowman for more like winter, Christmas season. So we now have a Easter bunny or a rabbit that's on the horror side as well. So want to kind of add him right up there next to the leprechaun. Looks pretty good, pretty cool idea, most likely, and it'll depend on a few things like the animation and just seeing them in person, but leaning towards yes so far. I don't know what this prop does, but it's on the smaller side for sure. If I had to guess, it's probably like a lunging lily kind of pop-up, scary kind of prop. I already have all those, wouldn't necessarily need another one. And I mean, from the low res pic we have of her, I don't think she looks so amazing. So we'll go probably not. And we have another kind of small doll prop. This time she's on a bicycle. And I don't know, I think I missed the Saw movie where Billy had a girlfriend, but if I had to guess, that would be who she was. Gonna put her as probably not, but we'll see what she does and see if any of these opinions do change. But for now, she's a no. The owl, I think, is sort of a spin-off on the raven that they had last year. Love the raven, got 2 of those, so I like the owl just as much, if not more. I did see another picture where his eyes were glowing, so that's cool that they added that feature as well. So for me, I know it sounds weird because he's not the biggest or greatest prop that you would think of, but definitely gonna get one for sure and see where to incorporate him. Up next, we have this pumpkin guy. He reminds me of something, I don't really know what, but he has such a familiar look to him. I don't know. I really don't know if I like him or not. He's gonna very much depend on what he does and says, and he looks weird, but he kind of looks cool at the same time. Can't really go higher than a maybe right now. Obviously, if he does become a yes, he'd be a cornstalker kind of guy, and I don't know how I forgot this guy on the original video, but it's a groundbreaker skeleton, has a really cool finish on him. He actually is on a track and is expected to move forward some way, shape, or form. I've seen comments that he might even be pneumatic, or it looks like a prop that would be pneumatic. Either way, he's going to be a must-see, but I don't know. I mean, I already have Rattles, and then I got another one that was like Rattles last year, so I already have 2 giant skeleton groundbreakers, but I think this guy's probably going to cause me to sell one of those off and get him as a replacement. So most likely, still need to see him. I did discuss the snowman in the last video, and he was a most likely, and that hasn't changed. If anything, he's even more solid now that we have the other holidays. So keeping him where we said we would. We have a Gravedigger. I mean, how many Gravediggers can you have? I think I have 3 or 4 at this point. So it's really overkill. It's not that I think he looks bad. It's just, I don't know if I need another prop with a shovel. I have Caretaker from Spirit. I wound up getting the Lowe's 12-foot one end of season last year, so I did not display him. I also have brand new in box last year's Home Depot Gravedigger. Wound up finding one end of season for half price. So yeah, this guy would be 4. It's not that I don't like him. It's just really, what am I gonna do with them? We'll wait and see the animation. Probably leaning towards, at this point, having no need for him, but we'll go maybe. And of course, last but not least, I was questioning the Duo Witch prop, wondering if that was kind of like a more high-end, like a Lethal Lily style, but I'm thinking they're not. I'm thinking this is the high-end witch for this season. I mean, I hope they both are high-end, but this one just really looks great and might be among the best witches, depending, of course, what she says and does. But if she sounds as good as she looks, then, I mean, there's probably going to be a must-have, but just, you know, to want to wait and see her demo, we're going to put her in the most likely category, but a very strong most likely. So let's see how many props we are up to now. 6 must-haves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 most likely. 10 maybes, and 5 probably nots. That's interesting because if we draw the line right down the middle, there's just about an equal amount of yeses as nos. Some maybes will be bought. I know just from experience that I'll cave on a few of those, especially after seeing their demos. Would I move anything around? Well, again, this guy I think is going to be a pretty solid most likely, so move him down a little drop. And must-haves, I'm sticking with those. Most likelies, sticking with those. I'd probably move this guy a little bit lower now, seeing so many other good props. I don't know if he would be as necessary. All right, there's our list. Maybes. Nothing there has really grown on me that much more since the last video. We're gonna leave those there. And yeah, the probably nots are still probably not. So should we put these guys as maybe or most likely? Okay, final list. Let me know if you agree and which props you guys are buying this season.